Hello, and welcome back to the Natural Wellness Tips Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Jennifer Shaw. Super excited to have my co-host back with me, my fiance, Owen Johnston. Last time he was on the podcast, he was my boyfriend. So lots of exciting changes going on. But yeah, we are excited to dive in. So last time I had you on the podcast, babe, I got a lot of messages about how I didn't ask you the rapid fire questions like I ask all my guests.
Like at the end of the podcast?
Yeah. And I was like, but he's a co-host. He's not a guest. But I think I'll ask him them today because I know you guys wanted me to dive through those with him. So when we get to the end, we'll wrap that up. But why do I have Owen with me on the podcast? Well, I get this question a lot. I hear this problem a lot. People struggle with their men understanding why they're so passionate about oils or not wanting to use them, calling them snake oils and things like that. And we're just going to dispel some of that today because I got quite a manly man here, big, strong, covered in tattoos. He's got a beard. I mean, how much more manly can you get? And I asked him to grab a couple of the products that he uses from Doterra on a regular basis. There's 25 on his side of the desk. I wish you could see it. And he asked me if he could just bring the whole house. So we're going to really talk today about, how Owen got into essential oils, because this is that kind of fun fact. It was not me. He was using doTERRA prior to meeting me. And then we're going to talk about kind of what and why he uses some of these products. What are some of the tricks he uses to make this really easy throughout his day-to-day? Why does he keep turning to these over and over instead of other products out in the market? And maybe give you some tips as to how to talk to the men in your life about using these essential oils that are snake oils and for women, right? So that's kind of our goal for today. Does that sound good, babe?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so with that being said, let's just start with the little quick version of your introduction to doTERRA essential oils.
Okay, so my first story, I'll try and make it brief. I was at a music festival and I was dating another girl named Jen. Funny thing, and I used to have really bad allergies when I first got out of college, and I attributed it to my diet, my toxic load, as well as my drinking habits, which are now slim to none. However, and I don't seem to have too bad allergies these days, but at that music festival, I was having really bad allergic reactions from like dust particles flying in the air, plant matter flying in the air. It felt like thousands of needles were stabbing me inside my throat and inside my eyes constantly. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was walking, my eyes closed. She was like having to guide me like a blind person. And she guided me back to the tent where she had some Benadryl. She's like, I packed Benadryl, sweet, took it. Symptoms went away within a half an hour. I was good to go. So the very next morning we got up and it was still in my system, so I didn't even think about it. We went out to the festival, music, and the market area, and it was about 2 miles away from the tent. Symptoms started creeping up and I started freaking out, needle stabbing in my eyes, and we just happened to be in a doTERRA booth, and the girl ran to me because I was making a scene, and she was like,
he can be a bit dramatic sometimes.
And I was like, I forgot the Benadryl back at the tent. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And she's like, hold on 1 second. She came back, gave me like this little shot of something, and I drank it. Didn't really taste that good. And within 30 minutes, my symptoms went away. And I was like, no way. Like, are you kidding me? And so she told me later on that it was lemon, lavender, and peppermint in just water, and gave it to me, which seems to have worked for me every time I have any allergies, as well as like histamine responses, like generalized itchiness, which I get from time to time. I feel like it's a food sensitivity thing. I actually had it last night, 2 nights ago, and I took the Tri-Ease, which is just that, lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and it killed it. So that's how I was first introduced to oils.
Super cool. Yeah. One of the things that you point out in that story is that you were in like a desperate need. You were like, oh my God, I have to have a solution for this. And you used that because of that desperate need. And then you saw an immediate relief, right? So I think a lot of times when it's skeptical people, more often men than women, right? If we can address like a immediate need that they're suffering with, they're going to be more likely to say yes to it. So I was super skeptical when I got started. And the only reason I said yes was because my back pain was so bad. I always joked. I was like, I would try dog poop if somebody told me it would help my back, right? Like you just get so desperate. So you were in that desperation and it was like, fine, give me whatever you have. And you tried it and it worked. So if you can address something in that moment and kind of calm somebody down through that, sometimes that can be a really good way to introduce those more skeptical people.
Absolutely. And like even my buddy Terrence, he's this awesome athlete. He has issues with allergies, and every time I see him, he's like, "Oh man, my allergies, this, my allergies that." So next time I see him, I'm bringing him like 7 samples of these, and just so he has enough to try them for at least seven days. And I feel like, I mean, they worked for me, so they should work for him. And if they do, then cool. Then maybe that's a gateway to him.
Yeah, he can just get to try them. So find that immediate need, ladies, for your men. You might like the oils for relaxation and stress relief and things, but what do the men in your life need that immediate relief from? Okay, so I love that initial story. And since then you've, dove in, and you were using a couple of essential oils before we met. Now you've really dove in to the oil life, and you've gotten used to having them everywhere in the house. You actually really like it. So what are some of the other things, if you were to kind of talk about some of your favorite things you reach for on a regular basis, what would some of those be?
So favorite things I reach for, well, initially I was also taking like frankincense, and I was using like the On Guard stuff for immunity and stuff like that before I met Jen. After I met Jen, she introduced me to Deep Blue. I was having lots of forearm pain, muscle aches and pain. Speaking of which, there is a new product that's coming out which has copaiba in it with the cannabinoid receptors agonists, kind of like CBD, combined, and it is amazing because you can put it on your issues and it works great. I use it often on my neck here that I have issues with, particularly when I'm under stress. Previous injury that seems to just keep flaring up a lot. Also too, this one too, I have heard is what.
Not everyone can see the video, babe. Yeah. Well, most people are listening on
Digestion. So. Okay, Digestion. And I've heard a lot of men actually get into Doterra essential oils just based on Digestion, which a lot of people, you got stuff going on, painful gas and bloating, heartburn, stuff like that.
Well, gas is kind of like embarrassing, right? Like you got gas, you got bloating, you're like, oh, it's like a very uncomfortable thing, and you don't want to be like farting everywhere you go.
Yep. So I take it just a couple drops on the tongue when I'm having painful gas and bloating, as well topically if I'm having any heartburn. And then also too, I sometimes have this pain up in my right upper quadrant and lower abdomen, and it gives this tingling sensation, and it appears to get rid of it. Same with the Deep Blue. The Deep Blue has this kind of, like kind of cooling, burning sensation that appears to give me like a reset sort of a thing. So basically, like my neurological system has this stimulus that hurts. I put this on, it seems to kind of reset the system when the Deep Blue starts wearing off, it's usually gone, the pain. Not always, but usually. Lastly, this one is kind of a newer addition.
So black spruce.
Black spruce.
For those of you guys that aren't watching the video,
I found out from a men's group that kind of specializes in Doterra essential oils called Real Men, REYL. Real Men. It's an app, and
if you guys have questions, hold on. We're going to talk about that in a second. We'll come back to the Real Men thing because it's exciting.
But I found out about the black spruce. It was said to increase testosterone levels, and what man does not want those increased, particularly ones that are athletic, wants more energy, better libido, all that good stuff. And I've been using it for a little over a week now, once, twice a day, either pre-workout or in the morning if I need a boost. And personally, I have experimented with actual testosterone and PEDs, and I can say that within a week, I'm definitely already feeling the benefits of increased testosterone levels, not like super physiological levels, but healthy high levels based on my energy levels, ability to exercise, perform, as well as libido.
Super cool. And it's so nice. It's just such a simple little trick of just putting it on the inside and outside of his ankles. It's actually more the outside. But John was saying specifically to do that about 30 minutes before a workout, right? And that's so key. One of the reasons we don't work out is I don't have the energy. I'm exhausted, right? And using something like that black spruce to really address the energy at the root cause, rather than, you could do a pre-workout or an energy drink or things like that, whatever's your jam. I don't drink caffeine. So for men specifically, like you guys want that boost of energy and you want to optimize your workout and that time you have, black spruce on the outside of your ankles, amazing. Not to mention, it's like a super manly smell. Like I love it.
It is.
It fits
It's
your
like
mountain man look.
Mountain man.
It is. It's really nice. I think there's three big things that Owen kind of pointed out here as far as like the reasons he reaches for his main oils is aches and pains, discomfort, respiratory support, and just overall like energy hormone function, right? Yeah. So if you can address any of those concerns for the men in your life, they're going to be a lot more open to receiving, a lot more open to trying these things, right? So you've got to address those needs that are like at the forefront of their mind. I know one of the products that you're really passionate about is the supplement line. And let's just face it, so many people in this country take so many supplements, often minimal research on which supplements and why the supplements. Well, I can tell you, he is the opposite of the minimal research person. He is the like, read all the reviews, read the ingredients, do the research, like really understand why he's taking supplements. And I was just kind of the other end of the spectrum prior to doTERRA. I was like, I've never noticed a difference, so I don't take supplements. So we can all fit somewhere in that category. Maybe we just take a bunch of supplements because we hear they're all good for us, but we don't know where they're coming from and the quality and things like that. What makes you choose doTERRA's supplement line over like other things you've done in the past?
So I take the lifelong vitality pack. It took a while before I was doing this one too. I previously was taking kind of a blend that was similar that I kind of concocted on my own with like Costco vitamins and stuff like that. I mean, I was taking essentially a lot of the same stuff. However, the unfortunate thing about the supplement industry is that it's not regulated by the FDA, but who knows how good that is these days. There's been like private research companies that have looked at a lot of these supplements on the market, and like 2/3 of them don't have what's said to be in them, or it's trace amount, or it's adulterated, meaning that there's other contaminants in there, because it's unregulated. Anything that you see that's like on the market, where like it doesn't even tell you like the dosages, it says like proprietary blend, they can pretty much put whatever they want in there. The thing about doTERRA's stuff, their supplement lines, is they all come from the source from small farmers, rather than gigantic farms, which you can have increased risk of things like salmonella, all that stuff. But basically, in a nutshell, I know where they're coming from. I know where they're sourced. I've seen the sourcing videos. I have not been on a trip yet. Jen's been on the trips and showed me pictures of the trips and videos of the trips where they go to all the sourcing locations. So I believe it. But when I do go there, I will believe it even more, I guess. But yeah, so that's what I do. I got all my vitamins in here. One difference between the doTERRA line, other than knowing the sourcing too, I've never really found any like energy that I've gotten out of any like supplementation or anything like that. And when I first started taking Lifelong Vitality, I wasn't sure if I was getting any energy out of it until I tried to take them like right before bed, and then couldn't sleep for about 2 or 3 hours. And I was like, okay, it's not like a shot of caffeine, but hey, you're not going to sleep on it. So I've noticed more, a little bit of an energy boost for it too. So you could take your first round like pre-workout, but I definitely do not recommend trying it before bed. If you're a non-believer, try it before bed, and good luck.
Well, one of the things that you had done, like you'd kind of taken, we both have this in common, you'd taken them for like a month, and then you were like, okay, I'm going to go back and use my other supplements. And I went back and did the same thing. I was like, I'm going to take them for a month and then I'm going to stop. And when I stopped after a month, a lot of my symptomology returned. And I was like, oh God, I made a tiny, huge mistake. I need to get back on. I think I lasted like 5 days. And I was like, oh God, no, my life is so much better taking these. And I think you had a pretty similar experience where you just noticed some of the, symptomology coming back that was relieved by the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So when you experience a supplement like that, and you can actually see the tangible results, like the increased energy, the improved symptomology, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, particularly when I started taking my old supplements, because I kind of went back to it. I tried taking them before bed, and I could sleep fine. When taking things like the turmeric, in comparison to DoTerra's dual capsule turmeric, I didn't notice the pain relief that I was getting from it. Particularly too when you pair the two with the deep blue polyphenol, which you're not going to find anyways with supplements. But I like taking that together with the deep blue for pain relief rather than taking like ibuprofen or anything like that. That's bad for your cardiovascular system, with a basis on Rhonda Patrick's research. But yeah, and I also noticed that I had kind of a general more tired feeling. I was relying a little bit more on caffeine to kind of get me through the day and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's cool when you can actually experience that relief for sure. And one of the things he does is he kind of just packages this to show you, like, if you guys are listening, he has these little Ziploc baggy things that I have from DoTerra, and in there he just puts his supplements for the day out of his little case, and he can just take that with him because it's just so convenient when you're on the road to just be able to grab and go and have that, and be in charge every day of like what you need. So I can add in adaptive when I'm feeling anxious. I can add in deep blue when, I had a really intense workout the day before, my body's bothering me. So that's kind of cool. So what is some advice you have for the women listening that are like, I've tried all the things, I can't get my partner to believe in or try these oils? Do you have any advice for getting men involved other than some of the stuff we've mentioned already?
Well, from what I've heard, and particularly like a lot of people just aren't open to, they're not open. There's not open to learning, particularly if there's any like resentment that's in the relationship or something like that. I feel like because I've been in previous relationships where I did not want to learn because I was so resentful from like sweeping things under the rug. So I would say definitely minimize resentments for sure, and then someone may be open to having a conversation and learning, as well as credibility. Like if you say you want something and then your partner does something, that exact thing for you, and then you get mad at them for it, your credibility shot, it's out the door. Why would they listen to you with your snake oils, quote unquote, if your credibility shot with their emotions? Also too, definitely for sleep too as well. That was another big thing for me too. I was a Benadryl addict. I'd wake up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, couldn't sleep, and I would pop half a Benadryl most nights, like 5-6 nights a week, and then I'd have this like rebound like histamine response where I'd be itchy all over. So it was this vicious cycle. But anyways, and I feel like hungover and stuff and tired. But anyways, I take Copaiba before bed. And the interesting thing about the Copaiba is I actually do feel it. Like I take the Copaiba, Jen and I start reading, and it's almost like drugs. Like you're like, whoa, hey. And as soon as I feel I start nodding off, I put my book down, boom, out usually. Also too, the Serenity capsules for waking up in the middle of the night rather than taking the Benadryl. I noticed that they work for me about 95% of the time, which is incredible. Benadryl is 100% of the time. But it also too has lots of side effects that are not good. The Serenity has no side effects. I've taken it at 5 o'clock in the morning, fallen back asleep, then got up at 6 o'clock in the morning just to get that extra hour and did not feel drowsy at all. And I've tried other supplements before, like melatonin, these other herbs by Gaia Herbs, you name it. I've tried everything, and those things were more placebo effect, that snake oil concept sort of thing. I would take it and it would work. Coin toss, heads or tails. What do you got? You might fall asleep. So then it's like, well, was that really working? But I can say 95% of the time is working. So that's the thing about Serenity. So I would say probably like your best bet, or if they got allergies, try these. If they got digestive issues, heartburn, anything like that, Digestion. If they got aches and pains, Deep Blue. And if they have sleep issues, maybe Serenity and or Copaiba.
So one of the things that when I look over here that he has 3 oils, and then he has like 7 supplements. So I would say that, from the outside looking in, that leading with some of the supplements might be a better way if you have that really skeptical partner, because oils are girly and, whatever people believe about it, right? So if you can lead with something like, hey, take this that is going to be a lot easier of a transition for someone who's a little skeptical about these other options out there, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like even the Digestion oil and stuff like that, you can get the Digestion capsules. So I would say leading with the supplements probably would get them in. Like they're like oh, what's wrong? They're most of the time like, I'm fine. It's like if you can break that shell, then if they'll tell you I just got gas and bloating, I just don't feel good, then here you go. Digestion cap, or issues sleeping, here, try the Serenity cap. You don't necessarily need to rub the Serenity on the bottom of their feet like Jen did to me first, but it made me fall back asleep. I was like, oh, all right, cool.
But if they're a little more skeptical, leading with the supplements. So we're not going to go too in depth with this because we have some really exciting things in the background that we are working on. So stay tuned for some of this stuff launching as we get into October and November, as far as kind of things for couples, things for men. But, you did mention the Real Men group, and that's a pretty exciting thing. I know you're specifically working with the founders of that group and having your own accountability group within there. So if you guys are really interested in checking that out, you can definitely reach out to me on Instagram at Natural Wellness Tips, and we can get you the info to join the Real Men group, or to get just to take a look at it, to have your men check it out. Because that's kind of cool what you guys are doing over there.
Also, too, I mean, if your husband, boyfriend, whoever wants someone to talk to, I mean, you just go ahead, send me an email, or you can find me on Instagram too as well. You can find me through Jen. Just click on one of her pictures, click on @Owen_Sosa. It's kind of weird spelling, and then it'll go straight to my page. You can follow me, and then you can show your guys my page, and they're welcome to contact me on there, and they're also welcome to contact me via email. I got no problem with that. My email is drojDpt@gmail.com, which is drojDpt@gmail.com. So
cool. And I mean, the point is, I didn't have a supportive partner in this business in the beginning. So I was pushing up against a brick wall. I understand what that's like, ladies. And then I was a one-man show. And now I have the most amazing supportive partner. And we want to make sure, now I realize how important it is to have education specifically for men, because they're usually half of the household, right? So we're going to really be diving in, doing some more exciting things with that. So I'm excited to keep that coming. If you guys want to be on the list, like be the first to know when we launch some of these in-person and virtual events for couples and men, let me know, message me. Over on Instagram is probably the easiest way to do that. Or if you're watching on like YouTube or something, you can just comment below. Wherever you're finding this, just let me know, reach out, say hi, and we'll get you guys connected into that information as we are evolving what's coming for you guys. So we're super excited about that. So I'm going to wrap up with some of those rapid fire questions, so I don't get, given a hard time for not asking my co-hosts those questions. Does that sound good?
Let's do it.
Okay. What is your number one health and wellness tip for the listeners?
I would say sleep. Having good sleep hygiene. So going having a schedule, just like a schedule. Like we're usually in bed. We like to be in bed between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Preferably the earlier the better. And then we wake up usually around the same time. No alarm clock, which is amazing. And we usually get up around 6. Sometimes a little before, sometimes a little later.
Last week I've been sleeping to 6:45. Let's be real. But then sometimes it's like 5:45.
Yeah,
my body needs it.
So one thing that I noticed, I actually wore a Fitbit for a little while, and my sleep patterns were terrible, and that was also exacerbating my sleep issues too as well. So get on that sleep schedule if you need to. Get a reset. Go camping for a week. No screens. Nothing. Get those circadian rhythms back into place, and then get good sleep. There's a bodybuilder that I forget which one who says it, but he basically says that if you're taking creatine and getting 5 hours of sleep a night, you're doing it wrong. Just don't take the creatine and get 7-8 hours of sleep. I live Stan Efferdine now.
Yeah, so it's super important. Yeah, we always say that Mondays is the same as Fridays, right? It's like we usually start winding down around 8. And the latest we ever turn the light off is like 10 o'clock. So huge sleep. Okay. So what's a healthy habit that you struggle with?
Healthy habit that I struggle with? Well, I do know that I do have a sweet tooth ever since that 2 year sobriety thing. and maintaining healthy levels of sobriety, I drank hardcore for about 10 years, and I feel like that I got so many carbohydrates from drinking so much beer. That it could have been the dopamine, I'm not sure, but I got into like sweets when I stopped doing that kind of stuff. Since I have issues with dairy and gluten, I try to go like vegan sweets as much as possible. I do eat meat, but the vegan desserts are amazing. So like So Delicious ice cream, vegan frozen yogurt, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sweet tooth for sure. He is a sweet tooth. That is the thing. I don't have as much of a sweet tooth. I'm more of a salty tooth. I like my salt and vinegar chips. But okay, so I think that's something a lot of people can relate to, the sweet tooth thing. What are you most excited about in life right now?
I am most excited about integrating business with you, my love.
That is pretty exciting. We have some big things coming.
Yeah, we got some good plans.
It's exciting. And what is your all-time favorite book?
My all-time favorite book. It was funny too, because I know the rapid fire questions, and I was like thinking in the beginning, I was like, oh shoot, what book? And I was like racking my brain. But I mean, the one that I told you to read, or didn't tell you to read, but asked you if you wanted to read it when we first got together, and that would be Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. It is a very masculine book, so I mean, I recommend it to like my mom. She wasn't so into it. Luckily, yeah. Jen's got a little more masculine energy for females, so she enjoyed it. He has another one, Beyond Order, which has a great chapter on relationships.
Super
so
good.
If you want to check out relationships, check out the second one first. Just check out the relationship chapter. And if you're struggling in your relationship, follow that stuff to a T. And I feel like they'll probably start doing the oils just from following that to a T, because you guys will be in love again.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. I love me some Jordan Peterson. I didn't know Jordan Peterson until we met, and actually have Beyond Order. I've read the relationship chapter, but I haven't read the whole book. Okay. Well, that is it, because everybody knows already where to find you. You can find us both on Instagram, Natural Wellness Tips, Owen Carey Sosa. Easiest thing to do is find him tagged in my profile, because Carey Sosa is a funny last name to spell. It's a lot of letters, but find us, say hi, stop by. We'd love to hear from you guys. We really are passionate about empowering couples to find happiness, to release resentments, to find joy in life again. And there's so much power in what we do with doTERRA, and just as a couple in business, as a couple leading a really healthy life. It's Owen's reading this book on cancer and like
the metabolic approach to cancer.
And he said to me yesterday, he's like, I'm reading this book and they're telling us all the things we should do in our house to, live a healthy lifestyle. He's like, and we do them all already. I'm like, I know, we're so cool.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Like every single one of them, cleaning products, the hanging plants over here, the oils diffusing in the air, literally everything, all the health, wellness stuff, like everything.
It's been evolution, right?
It's crazy. Yeah. And it has been an evolution. Yeah. I use probably like a quarter of the products that I do now. And the good thing is they all work, like the cleaning products, first time we sprayed On Guard and like degrease something, I was like, whoa, what the heck? This works. And it doesn't smell like crap like that Fabulosa stuff that I was using.
Oh God, it was horrible, but it's gone now. It's in the garbage. Yeah, actually, we donated it. We let somebody else use it. But well, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. I have a feeling you guys are going to see a lot more of him on the YouTube channel, on the podcast, over on my Instagram, just joining in, linking arms a little bit more, and having the flexibility and time to support more people in that manner. So I'm excited. It'll be fun. And we'll catch you guys next time on the podcast. Until then, namaste.
Peace be the journey.